All-Star break has ended, leaving fans worried about the state of the event and what the league needs to do moving forward to make it more enticing for the fans to tune in and for the players to actually care enough to play real basketball. We also have a few funny quotes and images of Luka Doncic seemingly recruiting Nikola Jokić over to the Dallas Mavericks, as well as a quote from Kevin Durant regarding the game Thursday between the Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news and everything Dallas Mavericks related. And before we get into today's video, 90.6% of you guys are not subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video that we're doing, as we're dropping them back to back, left, right, and center. And like I said in the intro, All-Star break is over. Our boy Luka Doncic was a starter in last night's game, and I think he put up a pretty solid performance. As you see from the box score, the West did lose to the East, but Luka, as a starter, putting up 23 solid minutes, finished with 7 points, 7 assists, and 7 rebounds. And as you see, Karl-Anthony Towns coming off the bench, a real try-hard with 50 points. It's the All-Star game. I don't know what Karl-Anthony Towns is trying to do here. It's not that big of a deal. But Luka Doncic put on an All-Star performance. Triple sevens across the board, lucky numbers, looking pretty good. And he had this to say during halftime, because apparently Twitter thought that Luka wasn't that guy. 2 for 1. Analytics. Luka Doncic took time during halftime of the All-Star game to hop on Twitter and reply to a comment and say, hey, I'm 2 for 1. Analytics. Hilarious. Our guy Luka Doncic just put it on a masterclass during the All-Star game, during the All-Star break in general. And there was a lot of quotes, a lot of things that he said that might have rubbed people the wrong way, as well as Nikola Jokić and a couple other guys who just didn't really seem to care. And in my own opinion, I have not really been a fan of All-Star breaks since maybe 2016. That was like the last time the dunk contest was any good. And I kind of loosely watch here and there. So I understand if to the fans, we want more of that nostalgia feel of the All-Star break in years past. But this is a break for the players. They play a long season, especially if your team's going into the playoffs. If they could have 7, 8 days to just kind of goof around and not do anything, more power to them. Yes, they're getting paid millions to play a game of basketball. I get that. But it's at the highest level. It's very demanding. A lot of travel, a lot of wear and tear on your body. So if you could spend, 7, 8 days with some of your favorite friends in the league and play some basketball, I mean, I agree the fans kind of want to see a better game. But to the players, I'd much rather see Luka Doncic put up 7 points instead of risking an injury and just hurting his own MVP case, because he's putting up an MVP caliber season. So I get it. I get both sides. I hear the arguments. Me personally, I just haven't really been a big fan of All-Star break over the last few years. Again, I think the only real event worth watching is the three-point competition, because that's probably the most impressive thing about All-Star break. Who can shoot the best threes? And then, they had to mix it up this year. So I get it. Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokić probably could have tried harder. A couple of those players could have tried harder. But it is a break for them. And we also have this right here from Nikola Jokić talking about Luka's play, saying Luka is terrible. Luka is really bad for this game. He's worse than me 100%. That's crazy, Nikola. That's crazy. I mean, if we pull up the box score, Nikola Jokić finished with at least 13 points, 9 and 4. That is some prime recruiting. And a lot of people are wondering, well, is Nikola recruiting Luka? Nah, Luka's recruiting Nikola Jokić. And we got some images. Well, I got to throw this one up first before we get to the other image. Look at that. Talking about Luka can't dunk. Luka ain't got no hops, man. Put this in a museum somewhere. Beautiful. But right here, we can see Luka and Jokić friendship is too wholesome. They were seen together, just glued at the hip. Couldn't separate them, even if you wanted to. Those guys were just out and about, obviously playing for the same team, because this year they did go back to the East versus West model instead of Team LeBron and Team whoever, because I feel like LeBron was always a team captain. But it was East versus West. Nikola Jokić, Luka Doncic, they were everywhere, doing some hardcore recruiting. And even though Nikola Jokić is on a fresh deal, he'll be a free agent after the 2027-2028 season. Regardless, you got to put in the work now and over the next few years, and eventually Nikola Jokić will say, hey, man, Denver's cool. They got the mountains, but it ain't Dallas, though. You ain't got Luka here, though. I'm just saying. By then, a couple other players will have already left the team. We'll probably drop off some dead weight. Players get old and retire. We'll have the cap space. We'll definitely have the cap space to give Luka and Nikola Jokić a max deal. I'm just saying. You can read into it how you want, but that's how I look into it. But not just me. Anthony Davis also had this to say. He said, Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokić, those guys are comedy. They're really funny. It's good to be on the other side of all the plays that they make happen. Like right there, even Anthony Davis is starting to feel the recruitment. Everyone's feeling the Luka magic, just the Luka charm. If anybody says Oh, no one wants to come to Dallas. No one wants to play with Luka. That's a lie. All-Star break. The man was just making himself known that, hey, I'm a fun guy. Shout out to Kawhi, but I'm a fun guy. Proof is in the pudding. You can see for yourself. But on top of that, Kevin Durant had some interesting words to say ahead of their game Thursday against the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, Kevin Durant looks forward to facing Dallas Mavericks. Said it's a good test for us. They've been playing well lately. They got some new additions to their team that'll challenge us. It's a great game to start the second half of the season with, and I think a lot of fans can agree with me on this, that the game Thursday against the Suns will definitely be like a litmus test. It'll definitely be a good benchmark of how well is this team playing, how well will this team look moving forward, because after we got PJ Washington, after we got Daniel Gafford, we're on a 6-game winning streak. We're looking good. The team's starting to click together. People getting healthy, coming back. I love to see it. We don't have to worry about Dwight Powell till garbage time. I love to see it. But the Suns are essentially our rival, I guess. I'm not sure if we have a rivalry with the Suns or if it's just a rivalry with Devin Booker, who is Luka's son. Just saying. But regardless, there are a team that we may have to see come playoff time, and with the new additions of PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, with Derrick Lively coming back, a new type of rotation, this will definitely be a good test for us. Again, we have, I think, the third easiest schedule for the remainder of the season, but the first 10 games, we're up against some pretty good teams. I know the Cavs are another team that we'll have to see in a few games, but that game Thursday, as Kevin Durant said, he's looking forward to it. I am too. I think it'll be a great game to see where we really stand, because I know we play the Spurs, we beat the Spurs, we beat the Wizards as well, and people really weren't sold on those wins as oh, we're looking good. We also beat the Thunder by 35 points, so yeah, that game was more of a better sample than the other two, and I get that, but the game against the Suns will definitely be a game to really look at this team and how well do we look. And not only have we been known to play well against the Suns, Derrick Lively in his last game against the Suns put up 20 points, 10 rebounds, and an assist. He was a plus 18 in the box score, shooting 88% from the floor. True shooting was 77%. I mean, Derrick Lively was just a monster that game, doing it all on the offensive side and the defensive side, which you'd love to see. But he wasn't the only Dallas Maverick who's had a solid game against the Phoenix Suns this year. Daniel Gafford put up 26 points, 17 rebounds, 77% from the floor. It was a double-double. It was his season high. Yes, he was a +4, but that's still better than a -4. His numbers across the board were just phenomenal. 80% true shooting, 76 from the floor. You can see the numbers right there. Daniel Gafford also had himself a wonderful game against the Phoenix Suns. And yeah, the Phoenix Suns, they got Kevin Durant. They got Devin Booker. They got Bradley Beal. I get it. They got Jokić from the Trailblazers. I'm pretty sure I just botched his name. I do apologize. Nurkic. I'm sorry. Nurkic, not Jokić. Who's Jokić? Nurkic. You got Nurkic on the team. So I get it. But from those two sample sizes of Derrick Lively having a great game and Daniel Gafford having a great game, it feels like our interior game is going to be our bread and butter against the Phoenix Suns. We just got to pound the glass. We got to put big bodies down low. Derrick Lively, Daniel Gafford, both those guys are going to split probably 24 minutes apiece and just dominate this game come Thursday on the glass, getting a lot of points in the paint. I think this Dallas team can finish that game with about 50 points in the paint. I think we can easily score 50 points in the paint, because with those two guys down low, who's going to stop us? They don't have a big good enough to stop those two. You can stop one, but here's another. And I'm looking forward to it. Don't forget Maxi Kleber. Oh, sneaky Maxi Kleber. He can slide in that 4 or 5 spot too. He'll be essential for us coming off the bench as this Dallas Mavericks team is looking to take on the Phoenix Suns on Thursday. But until then, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making it this far to the video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing that we're doing as we're dropping videos back to back. As well as check out the Discord. The link is in the description below. It's for the Digest Media. We got a section for the Mavs Digest. You can hop in there. You can reach out to me. I'm very active in the Discord. You can reach out to me, talk about Mavericks, basketball, life, anything. I love talking to you guys, and I appreciate all that you do. But until then, peace.